I'm going to ask my friend Jerome Garrison to come up here. My friend Jerome Garrison, his parents have been in the industry, had been in Zango for a while. He had no interest. He's a Division I NCAA basketball player. He gets things done. He just signed up for Zango, and he came here with us today. Jerome, come on up here, would you?
Hi. First off, I mean, let's thank Tommy for his presentation, just real quick. What you have to understand is that 7 weeks ago, I had no idea who this man was. You know, I heard his name for the last 7, 8 years because my parents are in Zango. So they've been doing it for these last 7, 8 years. They've been consistent. They get the Zango in the mail all the time. You know, I see it. I had to take it in the house growing up. I'd carry the box and bring it in, you know, put it in the fridge for them. But, you know, that whole time I had no idea what was going on. I'm just putting Zango in the fridge, just clueless about what my parents are doing. And about 7 weeks ago, I go to Tommy Johnson's house to one of these, a 2020. Now, there were probably only about us right here that were at this meeting. And me and my sister decided to be those people and sit in the back. And so we're sitting in the back. There's all these people up front, but we were just like entertaining our parents to go. But you have to understand, I had recently just had an experience with the Zango juice that even made me go to that meeting. Earlier in the year, I hurt myself pretty bad. And long story short, I started getting on the Zango juice pretty consistently. And in about 2 weeks, I took something that was going to cause me to have microfracture surgery. I took that to where I don't have to have that anymore, just from taking the Zango juice. Now, that was the first product they did for the first 10 years. That's what made them so successful. And so from having that happen to me, I said, okay, these products work. You know, like I woke up and I was like, okay, I see what they're doing. And so I went to their house. I went to Tommy's house and I met him. And I heard what he was saying. I had the presentation. I was just sitting there. And then he started showing his checks. And I don't know about any of you in here. You know, we don't know each other too well. But if you look around the room right now, I was looking around earlier, none of you in here look alike. And none of you in here are probably alike. But yet, all of you probably have something in you that makes you want to be really successful. You sit around, you look around, we got like 5 millionaires in here. Now, 6 weeks ago, I never met a millionaire. And now I'm sitting here with 6 in one room and hanging out with a founder all day. I mean, the kind of stuff that can happen from this is really limitless. It's really incredible. And when you have someone like Tommy, when you meet your millionaire, when you meet that mentor, you wake up. You finally realize what life is about. And life isn't about being ordinary. Like Tommy said, life isn't about being average. We were all created different. Look around. You're all individually special. And so why in the world would you go through your whole life being like everybody else? Looking at the person next to you in the cubicle, just saying, hey, just another day. You know, just going and doing that for 30 years. Why would you do that? And I'm mostly talking to the younger crowd right now because we have the opportunity to decide that for us. Now, if you've been doing that for the last couple of years, I mean, you have the opportunity right now to stop that. In a short amount of time, you became a millionaire in 3 years. You have to understand what that means, $1 million. When I wrote that down as a kid, you know, just joking around in class or something, you write down $1 million. You're like, oh, you know, I'll make that when I'm 80, 70. Because you just think you're going to add up your checks and just kind of save them every now and then, and it'll just start to pile up. That's what I thought, you know. I thought that all the way up till 6 weeks ago. I thought, okay, you know, I'll probably, you know, my dream is to go to the NBA. That's my passion, to go to the NBA and be a star, not just go to the NBA, but be a star. And in order to do that, you have to work really hard. You can't just, you know, say that and then go to the gym and watch, you know, your teammates shoot. You can't just say that and watch basketball games. You have to go practice. And so Tommy, instead of saying, hey, I want to be a millionaire, he actually went and did that, you know? And the other millionaires in here, they went and did it. And the thing is that there's no reason that all of us can't do that. There's absolutely no reason unless you say you don't want to do that. And like Tommy said, you don't know, you know, what kind of thinker you are being here tonight, but you have to understand that 6 weeks ago, I was sitting there, and I really didn't know what I was thinking during the meeting. I didn't know if I wanted to do it. I didn't know how badly I wanted to do it. I didn't even know if, this was really real. I didn't know, still, is he really just putting numbers out there? What's going on? But after literally one conversation with him, one conversation after the meeting, I just went up to him. I said, hey, Jerome Garrison. I said, tell me, what did you do? What is it? And he said, just talk to people. I talked to as many people as I could. And I told them what it did for my family. And I'm telling them what it could do for their family. And I said, okay, so you just talk to people. He said, yeah. I said, a lot of people. He said, yeah. And I said, and checks just started coming. Yeah. And it sounds really simple. It sounds like, okay, that's, how do you do that? But just think about it. When you walked in here tonight, you probably talked to somebody, right? You didn't just walk in really and just kind of sit down. I mean, you really had no option. There's too many of us in here. So somebody probably bumped into you or something, and you had to say hi. You had to talk. Here's where you get successful in this business, and I'm starting to realize this. And I'm getting more and more passionate about this every minute. Not every day, every minute. Every minute I realize how successful I can be in this, in basketball, in school, in being a drummer at the church. I realize, how much better I can get myself in life. And it's because you ran into somebody probably today, but what'd you say to them? Did you just say, hey, and go sit down? Or did you walk up to them and say, hey, I'm so-and-so, what's your name? Listen to them, then ask them how they're doing. Listen to them, then ask them what's their day been like. Listen to them. You see, it's simple. It's just conversation. You just talk and listen. And you never know who wants to be a millionaire. You never know who's taking energy products. You never know who's hurt like I was. And so with that kind of power in this company, that's how you become a millionaire in 3 years. That's how you become multi-millionaire throughout a room. There should only be one of them in here. Really, if we look at percentages, there should only be one of them in here. But there's 5. There's 5. I did a calculation the other day. There's 6 million people in Arizona. And there's 7 billion in the world. And I did the math and all that, and it came to about 9%. That's about 9%. And I sat there and said, okay, about 5% of the world is wealthy, we say. 5%, and then 1% is just extremely wealthy. They're the millionaires. But I said, okay, 9%, that means we could make 5% of Arizona wealthy. 5% of Arizona being wealthy is more than half. And I said, okay, you can get that done. You can do that. But we're not just stopping in one state. There's 43 countries that Zango's open in. 43. And you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody that's there. And that's how you grow a business. That's how you get crazy checks. But at the same time, and this is where I love this company, this is where I'm passionate about it, and I can attest to it because it was me, is that you're going to help somebody. You're going to keep them from a microfracture surgery. You're going to keep them from taking energy products that's killing them slowly, that they don't realize it. That's what you're doing. We're all basically, all of us in here are angels because we're all helping someone else. That's what we're doing. We're helping them financially and we're helping them physically. Aaron Garrity, this man is amazing. If you have the chance before you leave here tonight, talk to him. Don't let him leave here. Just bother him. Talk to him. Because I'm telling you, I had a conversation with him today, and it just, I can't even describe it. You just change your outlook on life when you talk to someone who's done it. And you talk to someone who can teach you how to do it. And you won't walk around here with your head down. You won't walk around here wanting to be average. And you won't walk around here not talking to people. You will be a talker. You say right now, I'm not real social. I'm not, that doesn't fit me. It can. Because it's really simple. There's no way you got to this point in your life without talking to somebody. So it's really simple. And when you get it and it starts to happen for you, you become passionate. And the passion is what takes you all the way. And so this MB30 movement is our tool. This is what helps us get to becoming millionaires. You can want to help people all you want in life. But without money and without something that's working, you can't do that. It's really hard. It'll take you that much longer. But MB30, Millionaires by 30 to the younger crowd. Millionaires by 30. That's 10 years for me. I'm 20. That's 10 years. I'm fine with waiting 10 years to become a millionaire. But see, I'm not like that. I don't think like that. See, I think I'll be a millionaire by 23, you know? I think I'll be a millionaire by 21. I just think that way. I'm like, okay, I can do it. Because I'll help that many people. I'll help my people help that many people. And at the same time, they'll become the same way I'm becoming. Because I can't do it unless you're doing it. And so that's why this works. And that's why Zango is going to be the best network marketing company in the world. And so tonight, really, I really didn't know what I was going to say, honestly. It wasn't planned because I feel like you can't speak from your heart if you plan something out like this. But if anything that I'd want you to take from this meeting, whether you sign up or not, whether you join us or not, is that I'm in it. I was you 7 weeks ago. And if you listen to how I'm talking, and you listen to the conviction in my voice, and I can back it up with what I've done as well, it works. It does work. And it blows your mind away because it's not going to take away from the other things you're doing in your life. All it does is build those up. It's taking my basketball to here. It's taking the way I treat people to here. It's taking the way I enjoy life to here. I don't sleep anymore. I mean, just think about it. What does sleeping do for us? I mean, when we're younger, they say sleep to grow. Okay, well, I'm not really young anymore, so I got to stay awake because the more I'm asleep, somebody else in the world is becoming successful. And what do I look like walking into their $1 million home? They're the same age as me, saying, hey, man, I love your home. You know, it's really nice. No, not for me. I want to be the one that you're walking in my house, and I have all the stories of the people I've helped on a wall somewhere, and I'm saying, hey, you want to do this with me because you can have this. You know, you can do this, and it's not going to take away from anything else you're doing. I promise you. It'll only build you up. And so that's what MB30 is to me. And honestly, it's probably like that to everybody else in here, especially to the millionaires. And you'll understand that more if you join. But you'll never know if you just sit here and continue to just live life as if you have time. We don't know what tomorrow holds. What's the point in waiting, you know? That's why I signed up the first night I went. I said, okay, I want to do that, so let's just go. I had never heard of an opportunity for me as a young man to try to set myself financially free before I start a family, before I try to go out in the world and do something. I can be rich and then marry somebody, you know, and I can be rich and then provide for my kids. I don't have to, you know, make my kids struggle and build it up. No, I'll bring them into the world and get them whatever they want, you know. And so think about what you want. Think about your passions. Think about dreams you have, whatever it is. Because you can do it with this. And that's what I'm doing. And we're going with it. We want everybody to join us. People don't just open their houses up to people if it's not something they're passionate about. And so, time finished.
Jerome Garrison. Man, another round of applause for Jerome. He really is leading the way in MB30 right now. He is a